awful incidents in the UK and other places about that. Here we have an attack which appears to have been motivated by a hatred of Muslims and Islam. Do you think it's getting the attention it would get had it been an attack on Jews, for example?
We can all guess what he will say. And then, quickly moving on.
At the Tommy Robinson march, there was...
Of course, Tommy Robinson, Piers Morgan needed a shoulder to cry on. Who better than this one? Cenk maybe? Let's think for ourselves. Enjoy.
Were speakers brazenly talking about removing Islam from all aspects of politics and authority in the UK. They weren't saying Islamists or extremists or anything. They were just and of course, Islam is followed by Muslims. They were basically just saying, get the Muslims out. And Jonathan was thank me for not understanding what it means.
You ignorant man. They want to maintain the separation of state and religion, which is impossible with Muslims. They bring their faith everywhere they go. They are inseparable from their religion.
Straight. We know this, and yet Republicans get away with this stuff. You mentioned Andy Ogles. It's not just Andy Ogles. It's Representative Brandon Gill, who said Islamic immigration is killing us. Chip Roy, Representative Chip Roy of Texas, who said no more Muslims, he said in March in a tweet. You have, of course, Randy Fine, who you've had on this show, who said mainstream Islam, not Islamism, not jihadism, mainstream Islam is an evil death cult, he said.
We did a bit of research into hate crimes targeting people for their religious beliefs.
You don't know the difference between when someone's religion shouldn't be a problem and when it should.
In 2025, the FBI said that nearly 70% of US religion-based hate crimes targeted Jews. So, and in October 2023, FBI Director Christopher Wray in the Biden administration warned the US was reaching historic levels of anti-Semitism. He said although Jews make up only 2.4% of US public, they account for about 60% of all religious-based hate crimes, which was nearly a 10% increase at the time. And in the UK, the Home Office said hate crimes against Muslims are almost twice as likely to result in prosecution than those against Jews. So there's a lot of statistics here, which when you take them together, would suggest that there is more hate crime against Jews than there is against Muslims. What would you say to that? Including sex crimes against women is perpetrated by white men. Statistically, it's just a fact. And then they get into, percentages and pro rata and all that kind of thing. And
people who remember that, and we're all very...
I give up. He doesn't understand proportionality. I have just one thing to say to you. Never mind, I try not to stoop to that level. You can say it to yourself.
Sometimes we drop below it. You've been not only stupid and ill-informed, are completely ignorant, stupid, and disgustingly offensive. And you should be better informed. And when you're on a panel, you should listen to what people are actually saying.
Muslims are upset about is that anti-Muslim hatred is mainstreamed and normalized in this country in a way that anti-Semitism or anti-black racism or homophobia is not mainstreamed. Well, also, even when we talk about rape gangs, we say Islamic rape gangs, Pakistani Muslims. Which other crime do we define by religion? Do you imagine if I came on this show and I said Bernie Madoff, the Jewish financier who ripped people off during the financial crisis, you would say that's anti-Semitic, legitimately.
I promised myself to be proper. It's not easy, I can tell you. Other crimes do not stem from one's religious belief. Imposing a religion and culture, terrorism, grooming gangs, etc., etc. Mr. Morgan, instead of obsessing about Tommy Robinson, how many times did you mention him? Just admit that you were wrong. Nothing wrong with that. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.